Hello everyone and welcome to Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimbaloye. So much to talk about tonight. But before we get into it, let's check out some of your political roundup stories.
The seized monies from the conviction of the former governor of Delta State, James Ibori, will soon get back to Nigeria. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, says about £4.2 million seized from Mr. Ibori's associates is expected in the federal government's coffers any moment from now. In a statement released from the AGF's office, the federal government is in touch with the government of the United Kingdom on the matter. Often take longer than anticipated. According to the statement, 2 weeks was the initial expected time. The Taraba State Governor, Ishaku, has reassured residents that his administration will complete ongoing projects before the end of his tenure in 2023. Governor Ishaku was speaking during the inspection of projects in Jalingo, the state capital, where he also reacted to a post on social media alleging that the flyover bridge under construction in Jalingo has collapsed before completion.
Somebody put in the WhatsApp a bridge that collapsed in India and say here is PDP Governor Taraba State Darius Dixon Ishaku making noise that he's doing the first flyover in Northeast. That bridge has collapsed.
The Catholic Archbishop Emeritus of Abuja, John Cardinal Onayekon, is asking political office holders to place national interest above personal ambition and fulfill their campaign promises in order to promote national cohesion. Speaking in Abuja at a special church service organized by the Dominion Chapel International Churches Abuja, Cardinal Onayekon says most Nigerian politicians have failed in their responsibilities to the people.
The sense of being a Nigerian is fast waning. We need to bring ourselves back together as Nigerian citizens with equality before the law, before the same law.
It appears everyone is concerned about the state of affairs in the country. So more suggestions are coming up on the solutions to the present challenges Nigeria is confronted with. Today, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, is weighing in on the security situation. But this time, the party is listing what it believes could be the way out of the challenges. The national chairman of the PDP, Mr. Uche Secondus, read the suggestions of the PDP at a press conference in Abuja, coming after a series of meetings by different organs of the party in the last 2 weeks. Take a listen to the PDP suggestions.
Dear compatriots, we come to you today to reassert our confidence in the future of our union, cognizance of the spirit and letters of our Constitution, and believing that we are all better together, that we are one nation under God, determined to build a formidable nation state. We have not come to play politics. This is not politics. These are bare facts that everybody can cross-check. We therefore demand, number one, for the immediate upscaling of the personnel strength of our men and women in uniform and make adequate provision of kinetic instrument of war and law enforcement. Number two, call for the establishment of a state police. We call on all citizens to support the quest for state police, as in the tradition in other federations. We call for the creation of national borders protection, and this is also very important. To secure our borders, this will include an integrated borders protection system that will draw personnel and equipment from existing armed service and immigration. We cannot continue to watch while terrorists and bandits continue to levy war on our nation. Through our porous borders, this borders force should be equipped with renaissance, intelligence gathering, prevention, and enforcement.
It appears the federal government is making some move as today it set up the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons to be headed by retired Major General A.M. Diko as pioneer coordinator. This agency will be domiciled in the Office of the National Security Advisor. The new agency replaces the defunct Presidential Committee on Small Arms and Light Weapons and will serve as the institutional mechanism for policy guidance, research, and monitoring of all aspects of small arms and light weapons in Nigeria. The center will maintain international cooperation and also operate zonal offices in the 6 geopolitical zones to ensure quick response and effective mobilization of resources. Let me show you some information now as relating to some of these issues of light weapons. Some of the violence and deadly attacks by terrorists and armed groups have raised the tension in the country. A global terrorism index report of 2020 reveals that Nigeria is ranked the 3rd most terrorized country in the world due to insecurity. A former head of state said recently that there are about 6 million weapons in the hands of civilians. There are huge concerns over the proliferation of weapons in the country. Experts fear that the proliferation of weapons, which they say has heightened insecurity in the country, leading to over 80,000 deaths and 3 million internally displaced persons, IDPs, in Nigeria. Specifics of this data shows that the number of small arms in circulation in Nigeria in the hands of civilian and non-state actors is estimated at 6,145,000. Compared to what the armed forces and law enforcement put together, it's recorded that they have just 586,600 firearms compared to over 6,000 in the hands of non-state actors. This is going to be some of the focus for the program tonight. How we can tackle what some experts say is the root of the problems we have in the country. Well, some suggestions are coming up, this time from a former Senate President and former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator Pius Anyim. He's asked President Muhammadu Buhari to urgently set up a panel of inquiry into the causes of violence and deaths in the country with the aim of proffering solutions. Senator Anyim wrote an open letter to President Buhari, and in it, in part, it reads, quote, "There is no gainsaying that reservations about the continued existence of Nigeria is building up to a dangerous time bomb. I make bold to say that no solution except one birthed by an independently conducted engagement with fact-based recommendations arrived at with the participation of the citizens will provide an enduring solution." End of quote. He's recommending that the president should make history by empaneling another commission of inquiry to inquire into the violent and non-violent agitation in Nigeria and make recommendations on the immediate, short and long-term solutions as a way of force de-escalating the rising tension in the land and a process for the renewal of our march to nationhood. So many questions on the lips of many Nigerians, as I have so many questions also. But tonight, we hope to get some answers, especially for someone who has the knowledge of the internal workings in government and in the ruling APC. Also, it served in the National Assembly, so a lot of experience will come to play. So tonight, to get some perspectives, I'm being joined by a former minority leader of the House of Representatives and the chieftain of the All Progressives Congress APC, Honorable Farooq Aliyu. He joins us from our Abuja studio. Thank you, Honorable, for joining us tonight. What a moment in our history.
Good evening, Nigeria. Good evening, Nigerians.
What a moment in our history, Honorable. Let's begin by getting your view on the suggestion by former SGF and former Senate President Pius Anyim. He said Nigeria is building up to a dangerous time bomb. Do you agree with him? He's also asking President Buhari to set up a panel of commission of inquiry into the violence that we see in Nigeria.
Well, you see, there is nothing wrong in senior citizens like him giving suggestions to any government. But he, being from southeastern part of this country, probably has a lot of work to do back home than to suggest to any other person. Because things that are happening in that part of the country has political undertone. What did he do as a leader, as a person who is suggesting some conferences or panel of inquiries to be set up? What is he doing to ensure the activities of the ESN is curtailed? What is he doing to ensure MASOB or IPOB? What did we hear his voice coming out to speak about? Because these are some of the things that bring division in this country. These are some of the things that, you know, don't unite us. These are some of the things that if as leaders, we don't come out to speak the truth. If as leaders, our leaders from southeastern part of this country, don't come out to condemn ESN, don't come out to condemn IPOB, don't come out to condemn persons calling for other ethnic nationalities to be killed. You know, so these kind of things are also true. So, yes, some of the things he said, you know, there is nothing wrong in suggestion. But I think he has to start from home.
So if you look at the message and perhaps leave the messenger, does the president, or do you think that President Buhari should take up some of these suggestions? Is it very much important for us to sit down at the table and look with facts-based empirical evidence and facts of our problems and looking for solution? Is that a way to go?
No, yeah, but look, meetings are held every day, discussions are held every day. Some of these things are not in the open. There are so many things that the government is doing, you know, we don't have to come say it in the open. There are so many things that are done today, as I speak to you now, that will bring about peace and tranquility in some parts of the country. But then this is a process. So if we don't come out the way PDP organized the 2014 confab, just to hoodwink people, just to come out and say we are going to douse tension, in the long run, nothing was done. The PDP government did not put any part of the suggestion, you know, between 2014 and 2015 when they left. So we are not deceiving people. We don't deceive people. We're not going to just call for conference or dialogue or meeting just to show the people that we are dialoguing. Dialogue is going on covertly, I assure you. Dialogue is going on. Suggestions are taken. Things are being done every day to ensure there is unity, there is peace in this country. Of course, we're not just sitting down. And look, no government, including Jonathan's government, no government will be happy when the citizens are being treated the way that things are happening in this country now. And of course, we are not happy as a government. Are we having challenges in this country? Yes, we are. Do we need to come together? Yes, we do. But then, of course, you cannot remove politics from all this. And if politicians, I mean, like our brothers in PDP, we've gone through that way. So if they will come and be talking about, you see, like in their statement, they did not speak about, they only spoke about prison being broken in Imo State, but they did not say what caused that, who are behind it. What are they doing to also douse tension? They didn't talk about that. They did not talk about some of the agitations also from southwest part of this country. They didn't talk about that, but that's politics, that's okay. But just like what Bishop Onaikan said, the Archbishop Onaikan said, the earlier we come together, the earlier we talk the truth to ourselves. Because look, Buhari will go, the government will go, government comes, government goes. But Nigeria remains. We as a people are Nigerians. We remain as Nigerians. So if we do anything that will bring problem, you wouldn't know what you would be saying, whether it will come and haunt you later. So I think it's better we treat this thing carefully.
There is a step that the federal government took today, majorly removing that agency from the office of the president to the NSA's office. The question is, illicit arms and proliferation of light weapons has been a major headache in the country and the West African region. Is the move by the federal government today to refashion that agency, now domiciled in the office of the NSA, the right step?
Of course, you know, because one, the NSA is supposed to be the coordinating officer in charge of the security. So he'll coordinate. And, you know, remember, you know, the crisis in Libya really, you know, is the major cause of insecurity in the whole of West of Africa. And by bringing it now under the purview of that office, it will get much more attention because He's a military officer as well, who will be on a daily basis trying to see exactly what they are doing. And you know, we still keep pleading with the citizens to cooperate. Because look, without cooperation, the security agencies cannot do nothing. So we plead with the people. We call on the people to continue to support the government, any government for that matter. You know, whether it's APC or PDP or anything. Because as I said earlier, we have a country to run. We have a nation to live in.
The president met with had a Security Council meeting last week, which was postponed to end on Tuesday. It was supposed to continue on Tuesday. A lot of expectations from Nigerians. And the NSA office released a statement to say there will be a decisive action in the direction of arresting the challenges that we're facing security-wise. For you as an insider who understand a lot of things that are happening, what can you tell us in relation to the move the federal government is making? What is it that we, the average Nigerians, do not know that might help us in having hope in what the government of the day is doing?
Okay, part of the things the government is doing, you know, meeting was postponed till Tuesday, but that does not mean they're not meeting. I mean, the meeting for the glare of the people to see is postponed till Tuesday, but they meet every day. Even today, the president met with some service chiefs, with some military officials. I mean, they keep doing these things on a daily basis. And part of the things to give a bit to tell you and to tell the whole world is that, look, as I speak to you now, if any one of us, anybody that has relations in Niger State, should please find out what is happening as at now, what the military are doing as at now. In so many other parts of the country, at least even people in Abuja have seen vehicles movement from here to Niger and so on. It's all part of the things that it's in the glare of people that something is being done and that the government is going to take decisive, you know, measure. And look, the government never ever wanted to go the Sri Lankan way, where to go and kill everybody, including, you know, innocent souls. So some of these things are tactful. Some of these things need, as I said, you know, these bandits, terrorists, armed robbers need to be isolated and decimated. And the government is in process of doing that. And the government also is looking at other nations. I can confirm to you that Nigerian government is looking to Pakistan, India, China, Soviet, Russia, to ensure we get other support in terms of equipment and training of our armed forces. Because, like, we have ordered Tucano from the United States of America. They have not come 2 years down the line, and we can't wait as a nation. So these are part of the things that the government is doing. And, you know, last week I said 1 week, and today is exactly 1 week. A lot of things are happening in Niger State as I speak to you now. Military commanders have been moved there, and action is being taken now. And any place that threatens the nation will be treated that way from now onwards.
Great. That looks like some very strong words of that could inspire hope in the average Nigerian. So look at some of these suggestions being made by the PDP in respect of security. They made suggestions in areas of Electoral Act amendment, the economy. The opposition PDP is advising the Buhari-led federal government to take up about 3 major of so many other things, which include state policing, call for the deployment of technology, and also they're asking for the deployment of technology for the military. Do you agree with those recommendations?
Yes, I totally agree with the recommendation of, you know, using technology. Because look, this insurgency cannot be fought, you know, in the normal conventional manner. So of course I agree with that, and kudos to them for saying that. But it's not that we're not doing that, but it's good that they've said it, they have re-echoed it, and the earlier they start believing in our country, this kind of suggestion, that's all right. But when we come about state police, now it's a huge matter. You know, there are some constitutional amendment before that is done. When my brother Senator Seriake is saying 1 man in Abuja sitting down to dictate, did Buhari create the 1999 constitution? It's been there Jonathan worked with it, Buhari, Obasanjo, all other presidents worked with it. So if the collective view of we Nigerians is to create state police, let the members of National Assembly and all other people decide and change the constitution, to amend the constitution so that this suggestion could be taken. But if anybody sits and blame this government for the anomalies of the 1999 constitution as amended, that I think political is not fair. Like when my brother Smart Ademi spoke about, you see, that's the beauty of democracy, spoke about he's a member of APC and he needs to talk, yes. But what we don't agree with, it's bringing the mercenaries, the soldiers of fortune. This government shall not invite any foreigner to deal with our problems. Because look, are you telling me we need mercenaries to deal with Masop or IPOB, our brothers? Do we need a foreign intervention to come and deal with agitation from Southwest? No. Our Nigerian armed forces should be encouraged. And let no Nigerian think lowly of our armed forces. They have been there for us. They are also being killed. In this country, police stations are razed. In this country, members of the armed forces are killed by Nigerians. And so if Nigerians don't come together and condemn these kind of acts, then you sit around and say that we need to bring foreign intervention. This government is not going to invite any foreigner to come and fight our war. We can do that. Of course, with technology, yes, we are going to go into that to ensure we use technology, kinetic system, and ensure we deal with these people. And then also as people of faith, we are not relenting in prayers. The Christians and the Muslims in this country are praying. May this government, or any government for that matter, succeed. May we have peace in this country. May the soul of this nation be back as normal. Do we have challenges? Yes, we do. Is the government doing something? Yes, the government is doing something. Probably to some people it is not good enough. We also have considered there are certain things that need to be done, and that is what is being done now, and that in fact the government is going to get a little ruthless with some people soon.
Wow. In what sense are you talking about?
Well, ruthless in sense of, you remember there was a time when Mr. President said, if you see anybody carrying AK-47 and does not put it down, should be shot. That will be re-echoed. Anybody that is not licensed to carry arms, anybody, no ethnicity, no religion, any Fulani herdsman that is a criminal should be dealt with decisively. Any ESN member that is a criminal should be dealt decisively. Any Afenifere member that is, coming out with arms should be dealt decisively. So let us as a nation, as a people, see that, look, a Fulani criminal is a criminal. An ESN criminal is a criminal. Afenifere criminal is a criminal. So when we start seeing things from criminal point of view, not where you come from, not your religion, not because you're a Fulani or you're a Muslim or you're a Christian. We are all what we are by birth, first of all. And then if we believe in ourselves that, look, there are criminal Fulanis in this country, so the government should deal with them, should go after them. There are also criminals in other parts of the country. Now, is a criminal Fulanis, not killing Fulanis as well? Yes, they are. So let's look at it as they are criminals. So criminals should be dealt with without mercy. That's my take on this.
And we'll perhaps just take that as your parting shot. But I must sincerely thank you. It's always good to get the inside. I know that you have the knowledge of the internal workings of this government as a friend of the government and a chieftain of the APC. Thank you, Honorable Farooq Aliyu, a former minority leader in the House of Representatives and the chieftain of the APC. Thank you indeed for your time tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And that's how we close the show tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'm sure Bye-bye.